We're getting ready today for Michelle's tournament. She's playing a 10 and under green dot ball, and we're heading on out to the tennis court. We're gonna warm up. The goal is to get a light warm up before we go to the actual tournament site. You don't have to worry about making it too intense or anything like that. As soon as we got to the tennis court right now in our community, it was actually taken. So we're gonna do a light warm up on the basketball court. It's okay, we can still do the warm up over on the actual tennis courts when we get there. But most of the best players, what they do is they don't warm up in the match. They always warm up before the match. So then when they do the warm up in the match, it's just like a secondary warm up where they're actually feeling their opponent. They're trying to see how their opponent plays and how they can adapt their game to their opponent. So first of all, Michelle is gonna jog around the basketball court and loosen up her legs. You can do that. I'll hold your tennis balls, Mimi. You can do that with your racket in your hand or not. That's perfectly fine. All right, Michelle, now I want you to go ahead and do 10 forehands. I want you to do a split step and 10 forehands. Go ahead. Good. 1, do 10 in a row. You can see how Michelle's moving her feet, split stepping, always stepping forward. Very good. Now I want you to do the same thing for backhand. Let's do some backhands. Good. Manos juntas, Mimi. Good. Always stepping forward. You can. Okay. For the second part of Michelle's warm up, we're gonna focus on stretching. Okay. So you don't have to do the forehands and backhands first. You can do the stretching, but in this case, we're gonna go ahead and start the stretching. So with Michelle, we're gonna do some light stretching. Michelle, I want you to go ahead and start doing some legs apart and then coming all the way down and warming up those legs. Good job. So it's very important you warm up your hamstrings because those are muscles that are easy to injure. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you warm up your bigger muscles, which are going to be mainly your lunges, to warm up your quads. So let's do some lunges, Michelle. I want you to warm up some lunges. Okay, Michelle, come back. Now, whenever you're doing lunges, if you want to go ahead and start slow and warm up a little bit with some light lunges first, that's perfectly fine too. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up some shoulders. So we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So I want Michelle to do some shoulder rolls. Go ahead, Michelle. You could give me your racket, please. I'll hold on to your racket. Go ahead and do some shoulder rolls. Now go ahead and do some wrist rolls and some ankle rolls. Good. You can see when you do your ankle rolls and your toe rolls, go ahead and do your wrist rolls again, Michelle, so that everybody can see. So you're just rolling your wrists. You don't have to do anything hard or rough on your wrists. And for the ankles, you're just drawing in the air. You're trying to draw circles with your toes. And by drawing circles with your toes, you're going to go ahead and allow your ankles to range of motion to turn completely. And that's what you want to do on the tennis court. Also, I want you to do a little bit of ankle tilting on the floor. You can see how Michelle walks like a little bit like a duck when she turns her ankles. Go ahead and show everybody, Michelle, how you turn those ankles. Good. In case you do that in the match, you don't tear any muscles around your ankle. Very good. Let's go ahead and do a few jumping jacks, Mimi. I want you to do 10 jumping jacks. Good. Jumping jacks are really good to kind of get the blood pumping, and it works all of your muscles. All right, we're heading out to the tournament site. So now we're driving to the tournament with Michelle, and mentally, you want to stay relaxed, okay? You never get stressed about your matches or worry too much. Focus on yourself, and then when you get to the match, if you see anything that you want to work on during the match, you can do that. But if you see there are things that your opponent has that you want to attack or you figure out a strategy in the middle of the match. Like for example, if your opponent, you see they're not moving their feet or they're just warming up, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and make them run right from the start, and you might have an advantage. Or if you see that they can't hit backhands very well, you might want to attack their backhands. Michelle, how do you feel this morning? All right. Another thing you want to remember is always get hydrated before you come to the tennis court, okay? And just make sure that you don't overdrink or underdrink. If you take a few sips, it might not be enough. And if you drink too much, then obviously you might not run very good on the court. So you want to make sure you still stay light. When it comes to food before the match, what do you like to eat before your matches, Michelle? Do you like to eat fruit, pancakes? What do you like, Mimi? Pancakes? Yeah, for a lot of kids, even though some foods might not be right for everybody, so you have to see what works best for you and for either your student or your kids. Sometimes some foods are a little too heavy in the morning, and if you're playing in the afternoon, you can be a little bit more flexible. But I highly suggest you don't eat any heavy foods right before your match. At least an hour before your match would be ideal. And then when it comes to the types of foods, everything that's light, like fruits, vegetables, anything that's liquid is extremely good. I know Novak Djokovic highly suggests doing that, and he does that before his practices in the morning. And then in the afternoon, he'll eat heavier meals, so that makes more sense. So we're gonna see how it goes now. We're starting nice and early in the morning. Michelle's match is 8:45 a.m. So an 8:45 a.m. match, you don't necessarily have to eat a heavy meal in the morning. So you wanna kind of take it easy. So it's gonna take us about 30 minutes to get there. But during that drive, Michelle's still kind of getting her eyes focused, waking up a little bit. And once we get there, we'll do a little bit more intense warm up in terms of footwork and doing some hitting. And then she's gonna go straight to her match. Also, when you're getting to your match, I also want you to remember that as you're getting there, you can go ahead and do a little bit of ankle rolls and wrist rolls if obviously you're not the driver, you're the passenger. So Michelle could be doing some wrist rolls, some ankle rolls as she's getting there. Another thing that I also want to mention is that when it comes to preparation for your match, make sure you have a tennis bag or anything that you can carry that can include a water, a towel, your tennis rackets, and always carry a tennis ball, at least one tennis ball, in case you want to go ahead and either hit against the wall, or if you want to hit with somebody else, or simply just to bounce the ball on the floor with your tennis racket. It's always a good idea, okay? And then another good suggestion is take an extra set of clothes, because you're gonna sweat. So might as well take another shirt or take another pair of socks sometimes. That also helps. And if you are the type of person that prefers to wear a hat, make sure to take a hat, but don't forget to take sunblock as well. So those things are very important to remember when you're getting to your match. Michelle, do you like wearing a hat?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good thing. Wearing a hat is very important because your skin is gonna age much faster if you don't have protection, at least, really good sunblock or a hat. So try to do that for your students. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before we finish our drive over to the tournament site is that when you're getting to the tournament site, you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time in advance to be able to do your warm-up, to kind of see where the site is, see where the tennis courts are, what type of tennis courts are they. Just getting to a tournament and that the courts are hard courts doesn't mean that the ball is going to bounce the same on every hard court. There's hard courts that sometimes are in very bad condition and have cracks on the court. So that's something that you need to take into account. Sometimes there's some tennis courts that are very dirty, and you might want to kind of sometimes kick a few branches out of the way and get it clean for your students so that they can move freely and not get injured. And then other times, if the court is slightly wet, you want to try to help either drying up the court or letting the tournament director know that they need to dry up that area so that it's not dangerous for the kids. So that's something important. So get there in advance. Don't get there right before the match, okay? Never, ever do that. That's not very proactive. You want to make sure that you get there early so that you can prepare with enough time, and so that you're there when it's time to sign up Always check in with the tournament director, because the tournament director needs to make sure that you are there at the site so that they can assign you a court and they can send you out with your opponent and the tennis balls, okay? That's how it's done, and that's what you need to do. All right, we're gonna continue on to the tennis court now and the tournament site. Ready? Here we go, go me. Now, you're going to go in and out of the balls like this, meaning just doing the figure eights like this. Ready? Go. Reverse. Very good, and come forward. Okay, good job. Now, we're going to do the drill where you put your hands on top of it and I drop. Ready? Okay, then. Again. Put your hands on top. Bend your knees. Again. Even if you miss, go. Again. Okay. Put both feet like this, okay? Put both feet like that. Okay, now go further back. I drop and you get them. Right? Ready? Go. Further back, further back, further back, further back. Go. Good job. Good job. Come back. It's all right. Come back. Good job. Ahora en el aire. Toques y me devuelves. Okay, ready? Set. Go. Get from here. Return. With both hands. Go. Both hands. Good. Roll it back. Up. Up. Ready? Good. Again. Now dropping again. Ready? Set. Go. So Michelle just started her match. I think she's winning 15 love. In this tournament, this is a 10 and under tournament. So for this tournament, she basically has to play only up to 4 right now. And then whoever gets to 4 first wins. And if they're 3-3, then they'll just play one last game to see who gets to 4. And in other tournaments, you will play up to 6 or 2 sets of 6, which is the normal format for a match. But right now, they try to keep it short because they have so many matches. And for that reason, they try to make it that format. So Michelle will finish this match, and then she'll move on to playing her next match right away. And then sometimes they have a bye, and then that way everybody gets a little bit of a break. Michelle's off to a good start the second match. She's hitting the ball really good. Oh, excellent overhead there. Sometimes when those balls come high, it's a better idea to just put them in play, even as an overhead if you need to. He's hitting a lot more first serves in. He's playing a lefty that's very aggressive, so she's got to get to that ball and get it back in play. That's the key. Now, something that's very important is that she's moving her feet a lot more than before. You can see she's a lot more focused as well. She's more confident. She's walking with purpose, and that makes a big difference in tennis. You can see how she's being more patient and she's working that point. Off big time. Okay. Just got to get that serve a little bit lower because it's easy to attack. Michelle won her fourth match and she won the tournament. Go ahead and do a close-up of your trophy, Michelle, so they can see. Girls 10s singles champion. All right, Mimi. Okay, so congratulations on your match, Michelle. Great job. You stuck in there. A few of those matches were a little bit close, but you still did a great job and you finished those matches. Let me ask you, Michelle, what do you think you need to do to continue winning matches?
I think I need to keep confident, and I think I need to. I think I need to get balls in more.
Okay, very good. And what does that mean? You need to add more topspin, or does that mean you need to maybe move your feet more? What do you think?
I think more topspin.
More topspin, okay, I agree. More topspin does pay off. The other thing I wanted to tell you, Michelle, is that the first match, your feet were going a little bit slower than in the second, third, and fourth matches. I think that paid off big time. And then the first match, you were going for a little too many winners. So I think the second, third, and fourth match, you did a much better job moving your feet and getting that ball inside the lines, well inside the lines. Because sometimes it's hard to see those lines, and some girls might call lines out or in, and you don't want to win because of luck. So right now, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell if you enjoyed it, and watch some more of our training videos with Michelle and some of our other players. Right now, Michelle's going to keep working hard so that we can keep showing you guys great results. And again, congratulations to Michelle on her win. And we hope to see you keep winning more and more tournaments and trophies. Good job, Michelle.